It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the AFC South. It's the Titans and the Jags, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
The calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Tennessee Titans.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our two quarterbacks in this one, it's really a good matchup when you boil it down. Ryan Tannehill of the Titans, Trevor Lawrence of the Jags.
And Brandon, I think each one might be trying to play some form of keep away from the other, because when you think about time of possession and what that means in a game, it's great if you're able to hold on to the football and run your offense at your pace. And it also helps to keep the other guy's offense on the sideline. That's your goal for the game.
Josh Lambo set to go, and we are underway here in Jacksonville.
Taken from about the 12. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now come the Titans for their first possession, led by Ryan Tannehill in his 10th NFL season and third with Tennessee.
And the former Miami Dolphin had a career renaissance in 2019 with Tennessee and carried it over into 2020. A career-high 32 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions, and those were the fewest he's thrown in a full season. And speaking of full seasons, he played all 16 games for the first time since 2015. He's got to be excited about 2021.
And Henry gets the call there on first down as he pushes his way forward, a pickup of about 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Now Tannehill. He's got his tight end, Anthony Ferkser.
And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. Man open, that's Chester Rogers. And he's got this down to the 35. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
And Derrick Henry with the ball in his hands, what a sight to behold, because power and speed involved in every touch for him. Coming off another spectacular season with the Titans, he became the first since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 and 2007 to win 2 straight rushing titles, and he did it with style too. Just the 8th man to top 2,000 yards and the first since Adrian Peterson in 2012. He has his sights set on another 2,000-yard season.
A run there with Henry as he gets forward only for about 3. 2nd down coming up.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Reynolds with a catch out on the right side. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another 1st down.
Josh Reynolds signed with the Titans after 4 years in L.A. with the Rams, and he was overshadowed there by some of their big-name receivers, but came through with a career-high 52 catches last year. Expects to continue in that vein with the Titans.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Henry.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create, and if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Henry again.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Derrick Henry taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Titans take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive.
Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Jamal Agnew now to return it.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. For the first time, the Jacksonville Jaguars set to go here on offense, led out by the new face of the franchise, the #1 overall pick, of course, from this year's draft. It's Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson.
For so long, the Jacksonville Jaguars have been seeking their franchise quarterback, and they believe they've got their guy now. How about this? 38-2 in his collegiate career, won a national championship his freshman season, and the only losses he ever suffered during the college football playoffs. Had to have a little bit of surgery in the offseason, but this is a guy who's locked in on football, has everything you're looking for in a quarterback.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson.
And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Well, throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Back deep, Chester Rogers. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. And a fair catch is called for. He will take it in to give his guys some excellent field position here. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10.
The Titans getting the football back. This is a team that is 2-1 on the season after holding off the Colts in Week 3. Usually Indianapolis has a lot of success in Nashville, but not this time. Tennessee grabs the lead in a very weak AFC South with Houston, Jacksonville, and Indianapolis, Charles, now a combined 1-8 to start the season.
And how about this for a surprise? Because every coach we've ever met always talks about the turnover battle, and if you don't win it, you don't win the game. They won despite losing the turnover battle 3-0. They also lost to wide receiver A.J. Brown to a hamstring injury early in the game. We're not sure quite how severe it is. Hopefully he's back quickly. But don't forget this, Julio Jones didn't finish the game. No word yet on exactly why, but it's a story that bears watching.
And now they go on the road for 2, but 2 certainly winnable games at the Jets and then at the Jags. A chance for the Titans to get to 4-1 on the young season.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff to Henry. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That's a 1st down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their 1st drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Derrick Henry. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill.
Quick slant to Brown. And the Titans are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Tannehill to his top target, Brown, for a Tennessee first.
A.J. Brown is starting to get a well-deserved reputation as one of the top-flight receivers in the NFL. Went over 1,000 yards in his first 2 years. Makes another strong catch there.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Tannehill. They set up the screen for Henry. Touchdown! Derrick Henry with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Titans are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Jaguars, nothing.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Jacksonville Jaguars taking the field, and not the start the team was hoping to have in a new era of its franchise. 0-3 to begin 2021. And they fell to Arizona 31-19 in Week 3. And that's a game that it led at half, and through most of the third quarter, the loss ultimately spoiled that record-tying moment you probably saw. Jacksonville's Jamal Agnew returned a missed field goal, 109 yards for a touchdown, tying the longest play in NFL history. But for the Jags, no time to dwell on the loss. They play on Thursday night this week at the 2-1 Cincinnati Bengals in a battle of the last 2 #1 picks, Lawrence and Cincinnati's Joe Burrow. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Ran the perfect defense in this situation, would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Lawrence to Jones, first down, Jacksonville. So for Trevor Lawrence, listen, the hype, the buzz, whatever you want to call it, it just surrounds this guy. One of the most highly regarded draft picks of the last decade or two. What do you think defenses are going to throw at him here in his rookie season?
Well, I think all the edge rushers can't wait to get a shot at him, especially his rookie year, because they want to see if he can handle the pressure when they come at it. But I think defensive coordinators, they know that he's well-schooled and he's very intelligent. They want that pressure on him. They'll throw those normal blitzes. They also want to throw combo coverages in the secondary to see if he can read them.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. First carry for Carlos. Yardage back at the 38. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Lawrence trying to lay one up deep. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt, and it'll be Titan football.
Tennessee offense set to go again.
And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at about the 32.
He'll start with a give to Henry.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
2nd down and 4.
Now it's Tannehill. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Play action. It's Tannehill. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Back to throw, Tannehill. And incomplete on the deep ball. They were trying to go to Brown once again. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To the air again, Tannehill. Throw left side to his tight end, Swaim. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. This pass complete to Reynolds.
And he will have a Titans 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Tannehill hooking up with Reynolds for a Titan 1st.
A pretty sizable deficit here in the 1st quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Now it's Henry. And the tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On 2nd and goal, Tannehill. And it's caught. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Titans are able to extend their lead.
Well, I think Josh Norman can sympathize. He knows a little something about a run like this from Derrick Henry. I mean, that stiff arm might be the best in the business.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And we'll see that Josh Norman play forever and ever, won't we? Because at Derrick Henry's size, 6'3", nearly 250, you know he's not shying away from contact. And here he just kept the defender at arm's length as he barreled his way into the end zone. I mean, just put that arm into the chest, and there he goes.
Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. To return, here's Agnew.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the field, they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run. Robinson. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Now Lawrence to throw.
This complete to Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
A play fake for Robinson. Now Lawrence.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Second and 8.
On the run, it's Robinson. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run it now with Robinson. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? It looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run here with Robinson. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now.
Stop your whining.
They'll try the left side. It's Robinson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
3rd down, Carlos Hyde dancing away at the 35.
And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming, pick them up, pick them up. And someone jumped.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle it for just a short gain.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Lawrence. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
Josh Lambo on for the field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off. Cameron Batson now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
On 2nd down, it's Henry. They find some open field here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 83 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And first and foremost, this is all about vision. He could see the play developing right in front of him, and once he's past the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam behind him, he's just going to keep right on going.
Henry. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads. I mean, you get him out of pads and just see him in a regular suit or an outfit. He is a huge human being and a lot faster than what people know. And when he gets rolling, he's a lot to bring down.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Second down and 8. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. And his throw here's incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
The Titans on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Tannehill. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Tannehill. He's got the tight end Firkser right side complete. And it's a Titans touchdown. Anthony Firkser, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Titans are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Now Bullock to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a Tennessee score. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. To return, here's Agnew. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And now out come the Jags. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Ready? 30 base. 56. Run.
On first down, Lawrence. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now Lawrence. There's Manhurts, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. and they get one here in the passing game.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Johnson's got it complete.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence.
And complete here to Carlos Hyde. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Come on, set. 8, read. 56. All day, pump. 56 to Mike. Ready.
Now Lawrence on 1st down.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Johnson the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
Ready. 15 line. 15 line. 5.
Now Lawrence.
Flush to his right, and he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins.
Lawrence's pass intercepted by the Titans.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
A time again to see what Ryan Tannehill and the Titans can do.
He's been in a pretty good group. They actually have more yards on the ground than through the air, but both have been good, pretty balanced.
And have we ever met a coach when we've talked to him before a game that hasn't mentioned wanting to be balanced?
No, because then you've got both sides hitting the defense. They don't know what to expect, right?
Really helps your play calling, because now you're in a position where you're confident in either aspect of the game. Dial it up and let it go. And so far, that's allowed them to lead.
Absolutely. Have the lead here in the 2nd quarter.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. So, Charles, we are 3 weeks now into the regular season, and we're left with 5 unbeaten teams. Raiders and Broncos in the AFC, over in the NFC, Panthers, Cards, and Rams, all at 3-0. Maybe not the 5 that we would have predicted when the season started, but of that group, who stands out to you?
Well, I'm going to say absolutely all of them. All right, sounds like I'm sitting on the fence, but I'm going to tell you why. Because quarterbacking, always what you're looking at when a team gets off to a hot start, and quarterbacking's been a key for every one of those teams. But I think there's been an addition to each and every one of them. With the Raiders, it's been Derek Carr playing at a high level, but how about how their defense is played? The Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater solidified that position. Their defense has been a constant as well. Von Miller back in his form. When you look at the Panthers, Sam Darnold, again, defense. But remember, they drafted for that 2 years ago when every draft pick was a defensive player. The Cardinals, oh, yeah, Kyler Murray's coming into his own. How about the addition of Rondale Moore, the rookie receiver? And for the Rams, yeah, it's not just Matthew Stafford, but Aaron Donald and the rest of that defense really coming to play.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive, and they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. First, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Titans in that first half. And a big reason why they have this big lead, the running game. They're over 100 yards as a team, and it's been the catalyst for this offense. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they didn't have quite the same kind of success running the football, but still, not bad for one half of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. To return, here's Agnew. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half, so where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
70, Indy.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down.
Looking downfield for Jones.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Good. 10 logo. Check 56. I got you. 56. Mike.
Here's Lawrence.
Here's Johnson with a reception. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Tyron Johnson.
71 yards. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field, but if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Lambeau now after the touchdown. He'll kick this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. Out come the Titans now. They'll have it first on offense to start the third. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chatter right now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run it again with Henry. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
130 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he will have a Titans 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands, and yes, indeed, they pick up the 1st down.
2 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Derrick Henry. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Henry running right. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Here's Tannehill. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for the running back, Derrick Henry. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
You definitely would have liked to have hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Tannehill.
And, oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence.
Man open. Here is Jones. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And when you draft a rookie quarterback, as the Jags did with Trevor Lawrence, you want a veteran presence for him. And Marvin Jones, he fits the bill. 5 years in Detroit, 10 years overall in the league.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson.
And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
2nd and 5 now. Lawrence throwing the out route and complete. It's Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
56, Mike, 56, right there.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. Complete to Jones. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 23. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
you some. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Watch 98. Watch 98. 98.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry.
Good play there by the versatile Danico Autry. He can play inside or outside on the defensive line. 3 seasons in Indianapolis before signing with the Titans in March. He had 7.5 sacks in 2020.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Hands it off out of the gun.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. 4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Josh Lambo on for the field goal. A 46-yard attempt.
The kick by Lambo is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambo to kick this one off.
Cameron Batson now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Here comes Ryan Tannehill now, leading his offense back out there. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Holding offense.
You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
After the penalty, it's Henry. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
189 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense.
One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. but more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill.
Quick slant to Brown.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
I know that no game in the NFL is ever easy, but they're making it look that way. Everything is being done with such precision. Just on this drive alone, 3 plays, 3 first downs. If you're on defense, you're scrambling, looking at each other, trying to figure out how are we going to slow these guys down.
On first down, Henry. Open space inside the 10. And he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
Here's Chris Claybrooks to return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Right there, 56. Watch the run. Mike 56. Mike 56.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down.
2nd and 9.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Now Lawrence to throw.
This is caught by Robinson. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Lawrence will throw. And that is incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. They begin with Henry. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Now it's Henry. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On second down now. It's Henry, and he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
Still third down.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. Now Tannehill. And this is going to be incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he's on to punt for Tennessee. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field.
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. From the shotgun, Lawrence. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down.
Jeffrey Simmons, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. A rookie QB struggling, gets thrown down to the ground there. But, yeah, maybe this game, it's not over yet, but maybe this game can be a learning experience for him.
So many different things that he has to pick up on. When to go ahead and flush from the pocket and run. When to get rid of the football, not take the sack. When to just go ahead and go down early and make sure you don't fumble the football. So many things that he has to learn. This game starts the process.
After the sack on first down, Lawrence. That caught by Manhurts. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The Jaguars on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 4.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off at the 30. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A give to Henry. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they'll set up with a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
2nd down, they go again with Henry.
He's to the 10 and into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Titans capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Bullet good on the extra point, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. To return, here's Agnew.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Jacksonville set to go again offensively.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
56 to Mike, boys, 56.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and 2.
Ready? We gotta get to the ball, team. We gotta get to go.
Lawrence. They go screen pass to Hyde. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On 1st down, Lawrence
Finds the open target, Arnold. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Lawrence going to throw again. And there's Manhurts, the tight end.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage, and that's exactly what he got done there.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Again, it's Lawrence.
And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, third down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one...
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
Space to run past the 20. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 17-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Laviska Shenault, the intended target.
And it's 3rd and short.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Elijah Molden.
The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
We got 6 all day.
Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Extra point up and good by Bullock, and the lead will swell by 1 more. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. To return, here's Agnew.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing after the interception, Lawrence. Right side, it's Manhertz, the tight end. That catch good for only a couple.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
2nd and 8 coming up.
56. Mike's 56.
Now Lawrence. That's out wide here for Robinson. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
Ball start.
So that'll back them up 5.
Still 3rd down.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. Here's Lawrence to throw. He finds his running back, Hyde. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we've reached the point in the broadcast where you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsar? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here telling us stretch this thing out a little bit?
Get some talking points. Dig them all out.
That's what you get. A big-time producer. Keep them here.
Let's go.
They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
Mike's
Tannehill. He's got a man. It's Berkshire, the tight end. And he will have a Titans first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Henry. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with Henry. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. Devon Hamilton with the tackle.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On 2nd down, it's Henry. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
Here we go. 20. Check.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.